inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. There it goes. Yay. Okay. So you guys already know. Oh, she's excited because it's Feature Friday and she has a guest in the studio. Yes, and I always tell you all I'm a special kind of excited because it's this person and so on and so forth. So I know y'all think I'll be lying. But if you notice, I always give you a legit reason why I'm excited for each and every single person. So, girl, bye. I love people. But I am, okay, but seriously, I am a different level of excited today. Because your girl right here is no longer ashamed to tell you to go to my website, and I have the queen boss that designed my site with me today. So if you all are trying to figure out whether or not you should listen to what she has to say, you can just go to www.augustcrenshaw.com, which will also take you to the podcast and ask for yourself. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm loving my site. Okay, so yeah. With that being said, for those of you that have been here since season 1, you already knew she was a badass. It's Samoa! Say hi to these beautiful people.
Hey guys, how's it going?
A star has been born. So, pretty much everybody already knows you, but man, you never know. There's always newcomers coming. I know you're a fun-loving, badass, but, go ahead, warm them up, tell them, who you are, then tell them what you do.
Oh, wow, I'm a fun-loving badass. I should add that to the description. I like that. Okay, hey guys, I'm Samoa. I'm the web designer and CEO at Inked by Samoa, where I create booked-out brands and websites that sell to help you build the only platform that matters. Ooh, that came out so smooth.
And she's not reading it, you guys. It was off the top of the dome.
I'm not reading it. But anywho, so a little bit about me and my company. Inked by Samoa I created Inked by Samoa to build websites that actually sell for entrepreneurs and that really, really reflect who they are as unique individuals. Because we know that the market is super saturated, and I see a lot of business owners who have really great products and services and who get their clients results, but who aren't being heard and who aren't being seen, mostly because they don't know how to be heard and seen and stand out, and because they don't have the tools to do it too. So my mission is to use Inked by Samoa to help you all do that, stand out, get visible, and get more people to know about who you are, because a lot of the times, like, your problem isn't even like it's not a marketing problem, it's not any other problem like you think it is. It's just the fact that people aren't seeing you because you're showing up, you're marketing yourself, but people aren't paying attention to you. And I know how frustrating that can be, because I've gone through it, I've seen my clients go through it, and I've seen just friends go through it. So I know how frustrating it can be. So my mission is to just help you stand out because you deserve it. Basically.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna fast forward all the way down to the end and then bring us back so you can shed light on your expertise, because I know why a lot of people don't do this, and I know why I didn't do it. I didn't make sure that I had that look. I didn't establish my platform. And you talk about this a lot. I know I've already like jumped light years into your conversation, and it makes me think about something that this brother said that I follow on Facebook. He was like, a lot of you all are establishing yourselves on Facebook, you're establishing yourselves on YouTube and on LinkedIn and everywhere else. But when the shit hits the fan, if these things close down, shut down, starts charging a fee that you don't want to pay, your platform isn't established. And like this podcast is one example of a portion of this is my platform, my books, that's a part of my house. This is my stuff. And I've always felt some kind of way about a website, but I didn't move on it. And a lot of you, in the beginning, this is not for the baby beginners. In the beginning, you may not have what it takes to have a website. And that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about how we get you to that place where you can do like I did and say, no, I got to cough up the money and I've got to pay some more so that I can have that website. So if you're tuning in, this is some advanced information from you if you're a little bit on the beginning curve. But most of you ladies that listen to me, you have established businesses and you get clients, and some of them go to your website, some of them don't. A lot more of them could, and your website could be working for you, but you're afraid. I know you're afraid. I was afraid because even though it was kind of sort of decent, which in the very beginning it was ugly as hell, but eventually I kind of got a little bit of the designer's eye. But I didn't want to say proudly, go to augustcrenshaw.com. Now y'all gonna be like, okay, she getting on my nerves with this call to action to always go to my site. And the core component, because this is going to be extremely educational today, you guys, has to do with branding. And so a lot of you beginners, based on wherever this conversation goes with us, are going to understand why you can't do what I did. But some of you are some badasses, and you need to quit playing. You need to cough up the dough, and you need to let this visionary who's going to make you a site that don't look like nobody else's handle the business. So you fly and you go ahead and just let's go ahead and get to the meat.
I want to touch base on the beginners thing, because I have said many times that, like, if you're a beginner, do not get a custom website done. And I am still sticking to that. But I also understand why, as a beginner, as any business owner, you'd want to have your own website, right? Especially because you want to have your own platform and you want to keep building that platform. A lot of beginners start blogging or vlogging or podcasting, and they want to put it on their own platform because they want to start building that. So to the beginners, right now, I'm talking to you right now, a lot of the reason I say do not get a custom website done, it's because most designers, when you go to them, they're just going to ask you what you want and put it on a template and hand it over to you. And you may be satisfied. You may be like, wow, yeah, this is so great, because you don't know any better, honestly. And it's okay. That's okay, because everybody's gone through that. But just know that those thousands of dollars that you spent on a custom website is going down the drain. So I tell beginner business owners not to get a custom website done. But sometimes but I also say that you need to grow your own platform, build your own platform as soon as possible. As soon as you know what you're selling and who you're selling it to, even if you don't have the meat, like everything that you need to create a custom website, build that platform. It could be a template. It could be maybe you went on Wix or Squarespace and you threw up the site yourself, but start building that platform because you want to start training your your audience, the audience that you're building as you're marketing yourself, to go to your site. But here's the catch. I'm going to tell you the catch right now. A lot of you guys are building your businesses backwards. Because when you start your business, the first thing you say is, I need clients. How do I get clients? So you find a marketing coach or a marketing course or read a marketing book, and you learn everything that you can about marketing and building an audience, because you're like, this is what I need to get clients. And then you get frustrated because you're not getting the results that you thought you were going to get. That marketing strategist that you paid thousands of dollars for, yeah, she had great insight, great knowledge, but you did it backwards. If you don't know how to stand out, most of you, all of you, if not all of you, are in a saturated industry. You have competitors. If you do not know how to stand out, if you don't know what makes you unique, then your marketing is shit. Like, it's not going to do shit for you. Once in a while, you'll get a subscriber. Once in a while, you'll get a client. But until you have a solid brand foundation that helps, that everything is structured around, you're not going to get the results that you want, and you're going to get frustrated. You might even give up. You might switch different marketing strategies, thinking is the marketing strategy. I'm here to tell you, whether you're a beginner or a boss or whoever you are, if you're frustrated because your marketing isn't working for you, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a branding problem. So that's point number one.
Can we pause with point number 1? Because I thought about 50 million things while you were speaking. And when you know me, I always tell my clients, you are the unique identifying factor in your business. And as you're talking about what you're talking about, I want to talk about the process with working with you, because I couldn't have done this when I first met you. And I have to admit, I thought I was pretty much of a badass even back then, because I was standing out. I was doing my thing and I was holding my space, but I still was learning me. But because I understood what I was going through, and I'm introspective and I have a different kind of mind, everybody that was coming to me, I was taking them through the accelerated path to get past the BS that I went through to establish who they are in the marketplace. But when it came time for you to design my site, there wasn't a whole bunch of, okay, so we're going to have your homepage, your about page, your contact page, your services page, and such and such and so and so. And so just give me a description. What's this product, that product, that product? Put your history, who you are, what you do. It wasn't like that. When I sat down and talked to you, you were like, okay, what would you say to somebody when you first met them? And after you said that, what would they say back? And so we kind of went through this thing where if I could look at my website, this is how you made me feel. Like I could look at my website as a puzzle and I got to see the box. When you're an entrepreneur and you try to DIY a website, you're like literally staring at one piece of the puzzle until it's done. Then you're staring at another piece of the puzzle till it's done. You think that they hook together. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, you may be loving the hell out of my finger actions. And they don't really fit. And you're like, well, maybe if I can just feel some little filler in the middle to kind of make it fit, I'm going to make it work. And then you go to another component. Whereas now I can see how if a person is saying this and then they click here to go that, they go to there, then they maybe don't want to make that decision, how they can navigate through a conversation with me. You talk to people and you say something and somebody will be like, no, but wait a minute, go back to what you said. What did you mean? That someone can go back through my website and navigate like that. But the component that allowed me to make that happen was the fact that I was able to fluidly express who I am according to my brand. It was all about my attitude, my sass, professionalism, values, missions, whatever matters to you. And a lot of you all, unfortunately, the only thing is that you want to change the world. I'm so sick of hearing that blanket statement, because building a business is so much more than that. And so navigating a website and being able to create it, I was like, shit, I still wouldn't do it myself now, but at least now I can see and understand the flow because it's so time consuming. Second thing I want to say really quick is that I like what you said about not paying for custom. A lot of you say, oh, wow, why does she charge so much? I know somebody that'll do a website for $500. Yeah, because they're going on one of these platforms. They're picking a template that falls in your market or your industry, and then they're filling in the boxes. And because they maybe made a background or created pictures, a little icons to put up there, you don't understand that you don't have a custom site. I dare you to find somebody else's site that looks like mine. And I'm going to tell you, they screenshot everything and then just made that a page. You can't even do all of that for all of the intricate details that you have on my site. But, all jokes aside, that can't be done, which is why I also like the fact that for people that don't even have that in your budget to do custom, if you want something that's structured and flows so that you can start establishing your platform, get a template from her. It's like literally just that simple. Get a template. But yeah, so your brand, you got to establish, you need to know who you are. You need to show up because your website is an extension of you. It's your voice, and a person should feel like, oh, wow, I'm meeting August on her website. I feel like, yep, this is that same badass chick that I saw on Facebook. People weren't seeing me on my website. They come on Facebook or listen to me on a podcast, Real Women Don't. Then they get to the website. Hi, thank you for coming. Even though it was a little badass language, it was felt like that big of a transition. Real Women Don't. Thank you for coming to my website. And then flat, like you're supposed to say something back to me, even though I can't hear you.
That's the thing. And what, I want to talk about the sales conversation, because you said the website is like a conversation. And as you were saying that, a lot of times what I see a lot, especially coaches in the industry are doing, they'll do like this really nice, really well-written post. And at the end, they invite somebody to get on a free strategy session with them, right? Or a free, whatever you want to call it, session. And the point, why do you do that? You're doing it because you want to stand out. So you have like this super doped out post, that you took 2 hours to write, most likely. So you have this great post, and you invite them to a strategy session with you because you want them to see how amazing you are. Because you're online and you're not meeting this person in person, that you want them to get on a call with you and be like, wow, this person is awesome. I want to work with them. You know that your posts on social media aren't powerful enough. They're powerful, but they're not powerful enough to instantly turn someone into a client. At least not all the time.
Especially
a client will see a post and they'll be like, I want to work with you. They're already there. But most people aren't there yet. So you want them to get on the call, meet you, see how awesome you are, so that you can sell them something, so they can become a client. That's usually the goal of those calls, right?
Absolutely. And I'll just say this really quick and let you stay in flow, is that even when people have followed you for forever, they'd be like, I still just want to talk to make sure I get the details to make sure that this is really right for me. I'm going to say this really briefly. A lot of people are so busy talking about writing these powerful ass posts where people convert right away, not realizing that they have a stamp in the marketplace. A lot of you all don't have that stamp in the marketplace, and people have spent a shit ton of money on stuff that hasn't worked, whether it was their fault because they bought it out of order or because they fell prey to some gimmicky bullshit sales tactics. So people want to make sure that they are making the best decision with their money. And so, yes, your post isn't going to do it. Like you were saying, you want after the post, you want the call so that you can secure the bag.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with the website. So usually, especially since most of you guys are following August, hopefully you've already invested in all of her, at least one of her amazing sales trainings. But usually you learn how to sell, you know how to carry a sales conversation. So you go on the call and you carry them through the sales conversation. And if they're a good client for you, if you guys are a good fit, they become a client. Mm-hmm. In the best of worlds, that's usually how it works out. Did you know that you can use the sales conversation, put it on your website, and do the exact same thing? And speed up the process from someone becoming a lead to a client. I'm telling you, August, as you start driving traffic to your site, you're going to see people just automatically asking you, hey, how can I work with you? Hey, just paying for stuff that you're going to be like, where did this person come from? I never met them. I never talked to them. Just the other day, I had 3 people sign up to a call with me. I don't know where they came from. I don't know. I put a post out there somewhere and people signed up to a call. Like, okay, cool, thanks. So you're gonna, when you have the sales conversation on your website, and then you have a website that visually shows who you are, so people feel like they know you already without even meeting you, that's when the magic happens. I've had clients who have told me that I knew I wanted to work with you as soon as your site loaded up. And they didn't read my copy. They didn't see what I had to offer. They didn't see my prices, but they were like, I knew you were my designer. I knew I needed to work with you because as soon as I saw your homepage load up. And what August said about the whole unique thing, you go on any of my clients' websites, you will never see a website that looks like theirs. And they're all my clients, they're all different people, and you'll never see a site that looks like theirs. The structure and layout might be similar, but in terms of design, never, ever, ever. It'll never look the same. So, and that's the thing, that when people load that site up and they see the site, they'll be like, wow, like I've never seen anything like that before. You'll pique their curiosity and they'll either already decide that they love you and buy from you, or you'll pique their curiosity enough for them to sign up to your email list so that you can continue that relationship with them and fast track how quickly people sign up with you.
Yes, absolutely. And let me second what you said. And because I've been working with you on different projects since I did my first summit, I know that what you do in the process you go through with people, it's always very unique. Even though you know me and we talking, wow, time sure does fly. We working on year number 2 now. Every single thing, you've still taken the time out to say, okay, but before I do this, let me get to know her. Let me build upon this. Let me expand. Let me take it further. Something as simple as, I remember one time, and this is outside of the actual website. I remember one time my husband was like, man, why we ain't getting the kind of traction that we need on IG? And he was like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. And he put some kind of headphone thing up there and a different picture. And you were like, I almost went past this, but those are not your brand colors, this. And I was like, well, we were just trying something. And you were like, okay, well, let me know how it turns out. But you jumped on it immediately because as someone that you have worked with, you understand my brand and you know what it's supposed to convey. And as soon as you lost that feeling, you said something to me, and it took me a second to remember to come back and tell you. It was like, yeah, we won't do that shit no more. that was a waste of time. But that's the other thing that I don't really think that people take the time out to do. It's not just about whether or not someone can make a pretty website, but it's also about recognizing your brand, recognizing your spirit, knowing your personality, and connecting with you. And I can honestly tell you, even if it was $1,500, I would be nervous to pay somebody $1,500 to do a website for me because I wouldn't feel like they know me. And your brand storm session that we go through at the beginning, even though you know me, you were like, okay, but still answer this question for me, this question. And between the questions about me, my personality, my style, my client, where they are, what they do, how they feel, you just came out with these random questions. And when you had me do the color templates and all of that stuff, over the pictures on Pinterest, I could feel it because there's a designer in me, but I had no idea that from what you and I discussed, that you would create what you created. So I gotta applaud you for that one. And when she's talking about not really being able to do this whole thing because you're a beginner, because you don't have your brand established, I do want to put a point of clarity out there. Some of you all are at the beginning of your journey, but you do have a very firm handle on who you're serving, what you're doing. It makes me think about like Camille. Like Camille knew she wanted her teal and oranges or whatever. She liked her brand colors. I think she did a vote with a couple of different options, but she knew who her market was, who she wanted to appeal to. And when you're like that, if you're ready to make the investment, you could talk about your mission, your core beliefs, your values, and who you want to serve. And it's best to get somebody else that can convey that in a very picturesque way. And not, it will not be me, for the simple fact that I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm about to finish my rant. I was just in exploratory mode. I need to create things sometimes because I used to design jewelry and do hair. So I'm a creative. I went and got on Adobe because I was like, a Canva's not, if something wasn't happening the way I wanted to. So I tried it, did a free trial. What I'm sure probably would have taken you 15 to 20 minutes to do on Adobe took me about 4.5 hours. And so when I look at what you did with my website to configure it all, you made all of those backgrounds and all the little details. Baby, I don't think some of you all understand why the price tag is what it is on a for real custom website, because the time that it takes to establish it is off the chain. And you were only able to do what you did because I know exactly what my brand is and what I wanted to convey and what kind of attitude I wanted on my website.
My clients this year, the clients I've had this year and last year, are going to be jealous when I say this. You were the easiest client I have ever had. Because like the brainstorm, because even with the brainstorm, usually the brainstorm is like not only me digging things out of my clients, but it's also them realizing things like, oh wow, like wow, I didn't even think of that, because they still don't really have their brand fully established yet. You still had those aha moments.
Yes, I did.
Like you still have them through the brainstorm, but you still had a very, very solid handle of who you are. So, and I think the fact that we already had a relationship and a connection helped too. So like designing for you, once I got in the flow of it, it was like design diarrhea.
Yeah.
Coming out of my soul. Like it was just like, this is August. Yep. This is how the about page is going to look. Like just getting on Adobe and designing the shit out of that page, those pages. So I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
In terms of the beginners, when I tell you to start on your platform as soon as possible. I also tell you to start on your brand as soon as possible, because you need to start making money as soon as possible. And if you can't have your marketing on hold forever, I suggest that you still try to build your audience, because you only learn through actually doing things. So Absolutely. Still learn those marketing tactics you're reading off of freebies or courses or coaches or whatever. Like still keep doing that, but also remember to work on your brand, because what I'm seeing in the industry is that many people don't know what their brand is. They assume that branding is design, like just designing stuff. And then these 6-figure coaches and gurus are telling you that, oh, you don't need to work on your brand. No, you don't need to work on your website. And so you have it confused and you think, oh, I don't need to work on this. I'll work on this when I have enough money. And I'm not here to tell you what to do with your business. I'm not. But I want to let you know that if you don't work on your brand strategy right now, not only is it going to catch up with you and bite you in the ass, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get those marketing strategies to work, to get that automated lead generation that you want so bad to work, because you don't have the right foundations in place. And no matter what, I tell you, it's going to catch up to you, because if you have a building with a weak foundation, it doesn't matter how beautiful the building is. It doesn't matter how well it's built. The foundation isn't strong. And therefore, at one point in time, it's going to crumble and you're going to have to start all over. And I am telling you this from experience. So I'm just letting you know. That is what's going to happen. So I don't care where you are in your business, where you are in your business while you're listening to this. Start working on your brand right now.
Yes.
And work with somebody. A web designer isn't going to fix your problems, because most of them know nothing about branding. They don't teach us this. They don't teach us branding in design school. I'm telling you this right now. We learn how to make things look good. That's all we learn. Okay? So we don't learn about branding. Huh?
I said, but you know about it.
Yeah, I know about branding because I'm very passionate about it. And I actually took the time and spent the time, energy, and money to learn about it. Yeah. Whereas most designers are like, I just want to be a designer. And that's okay. But they're not going to get you the solutions that you need. Not just want, that you need. And you're not going to get the results that you're looking for, because you're trying to put a Band-Aid solution on a festering wound.
Absolutely, man. There's so much always wrapped up in the conversations with you. I just want to reiterate and then I'm going to switch gears and talk to the people that are not beginners so that you can understand how you really should move and why. If you are struggling to establish your brand, I know firsthand, and when I've experienced someone, for those of you all that listened to Tiffany last week, like I went through her Reiki training, so I can attest to who she is. But I'm going to take it even deeper with you. I not only know what you're capable of because I have worked with you. I'm saying this for those of you that follow me, who are like, okay, I like August, I dig it, but I don't need her sales training and blah, 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 blah. You probably really still do, but we ain't gonna go there. Seriously, on another note, I know that you know what it looks like to help people hone in on their ideal client, to hone in on their brand, because I have watched you buy the books. I have looked at you buy the courses. You have paid for all of these other different kind of strategies. You tried these other techniques. And even because you and I have a previous relationship, one thing y'all don't know, and I say this, and a lot of people in the industry don't say it, when clients invest with me, especially if you work in this kind of field with other entrepreneurs, the things that I teach my clients about honing their brand, identifying their ideal client, their marketing strategy, how to structure posts and market themselves, guess what? She's got her own swag. She's invested in other things, but she's also had it reinforced from a coach. Do this, do that, and has been able to see, oh, this is how people respond. So if you're listening and you're still questioning, I'm sitting here telling you from the front, back, side, up, bottom, left, whatever, behind, she's covering all bases. So it's not just about looking pretty with you. It is about getting down to business with the client. And if anything, it's like, man, maybe life would have just been easier for you if you just would have just been making a bunch of websites for people instead of having integrity and telling them you're not ready.
If I could tell you how many people have turned me down because I didn't want to just design a website for them. Like, they asked me, they're like, I like your style. Can you just design a site for me? Like, can we just skip all the branding and stuff, and can you just design the site for me? And I had to tell them no, and I lost potential clients because of that. And I'm just like, y'all stupid. I'm just gonna say that. Like, for me, in my opinion, I like working with people who see the long term and who care about the long term. They have depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like people who are beautiful on the outside and on the inside. And I like seeing businesses that are successful both on the outside and on the inside. I don't want to come on your website and be like, yes, this website. And then when I get on a call with you, there's a full disconnect because it doesn't represent anything about you. Like, and a lot of people, like a lot of experts and gurus that some people work with, they tell them this is how you do things, and they have these cookie cutter strategies and cookie cutter ways of doing things, and they don't let people express themselves the way they need to express themselves. And so they're brainwashed into thinking this is how I have to do this, and this is how I have to do that, so I don't need this right now, I don't need this right now. When really, with your marketing and with everything that you're doing, all you need to do, like, if you are looking to attract people to you, all you have to do is be. And when I say that, I'm not saying that it's going to be like you don't do anything, you don't lift a finger and people are going to come to you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you figure out who you are and you just soak that in, and you use different means to express who you are, whether it's through your sales posts, whether it's through your videos, through your websites, emails, whatever it is, when you have a solid handle on who you are and you express that consistently, people are gonna come flocking to you. You're literally you'll be sleeping and waking up to messages from people who want to work with you. You'll just be doing you. And like, people are gonna come to you. Some people will just be attracted to you and you, like, for no reason, and you'll have to turn them down. But most of the people are gonna be your ideal clients, and you won't have to worry about people who don't want to pay your fees or who don't want to do certain things. you're doing you. Like when you're just doing you and you're comfortable doing you, none of the other stuff matters. Because you know you're awesome. You already know this because I don't work with people who don't know that they're awesome.
Yes.
So you already know you're a boss. You already know you're great at what you do. Now it's figuring out who you are, or if you already have a good handle of who you are, so the people who've been in business for a while and you know who you are, you know what your brand is, you got to express it. Because you knowing who you are isn't enough. People got to know who you are too for them to come to you. So networking events are great. Prospecting, great. Like doing marketing and Facebook posts and stuff like that. Those are all wonderful ways, and reaching out to people are all wonderful ways to get clients and reach and get more people and help them. Those are awesome ways, and I'm not knocking any of them down. But if you are focused on having an automated lead generation, if you want to have people consistently coming to you say, hey, I want you, I want to work with you. And you know what? Even if you're telling yourself that you don't, I know you do because that feels so good.
They know they do.
Even if you're telling yourself, oh, my prospecting strategy is solid, like I'm great at reaching out to people and da 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 da. That's awesome. But you know damn well if somebody came to you and said, I've been seeing you and I want to work with you, you'd be like brushing your shoulders off like, yeah, I did something good. So it feels really good. So if you're focused on that, and if that's your main focus, you have to work on your branding. You posting more every day isn't going to get you the results you want. It's figuring out who you are and expressing it, or already knowing who you are and expressing it. So in the end, it's expressing it. And Absolutely. That's what a website, a brand, everything does for you. And it amplifies it because it's all visual.
And you know something, a lot of you, what you need to really, really lock in, if you're not the beginner, you are the individual who, you know, you're a badass and you keep hearing about what this looks like to funnel people through things, then you need to see how your website can do that for you. When you want, a lot of you want automated money, but we talked about, well, what are the offers going to be? What are the levels of those offers? What do people get immediate access to? What should that freebie theme be that goes through the website? Because, girl, I know a lot of people, they have so many options on their websites. People are dizzy, but we're not going to go there. That would be a whole nother other topic. But everything is streamlined. And so it puts me in a position that once those people are captured, then they're captured into something else. And I love it when somebody says, oh, let me click the link. Let me go and try the 7-day, 3-day free trial, or let me do whatever. But it's all about understanding that that's a part of the picture. And so how are you going to do that? For my funneling people, my people that want to funnel people through, where are you starting it from? Is it always going to be through a link to some other, CRM system, or what? What about your platform? What about getting people where you need them to be? Look, were you about to say something else?
I was going to go on another tangent. So
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to talk about, to touch on the lasting solutions. Prospecting is great. Network marketing is great. And they're all as I said, they're all wonderful ways to get clients. But are they lasting? And are they really sustainable? Because 10 years down the line, do you still want to be prospecting to get clients in your business? Because I have met people who still have to do reach outs to get their business because they never jumped on the branding and marketing train. They were just like, oh, it's not for me. I don't understand it, da, 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 da. And they never really reached out to help. And I understand that, but really look at that. Like, if you start marketing yourself today, it only builds up. By next year, if you're marketing for the next 6 months and you only get 1 client, by next year you'll get 2 clients. By the year after that, you'll get 10, from your marketing. And those are small numbers. Those aren't actual numbers. They're just small numbers. But the great thing about marketing is as you grow, as your business grows, so do your results with your marketing strategy. And it just compounds and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. But with prospecting, the only way that it can easily scale is if you hire more people on your sales team to do that for you. And that's more expensive. In the long run, that's more expensive. Between a $5,000 website and paying somebody $15 an hour for 40 hours a week to prospect and sell for you. Like, let's really think about the expense and how it works. Like, you're spending a lot more money when you can have something that's scalable and that compounds with your growth, so that it's always growing with you, so that you can go on vacation and just chill. Like, you know that just because you go on a 2-week vacation, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get clients and that you have to play catch up when you come back. Like, you know that you still have people coming in. So there's so many different ways that marketing helps you, but it will not work if you do not have the brand strategy in place. And it will not work if you do not have a website and a visual brand that expresses that strategy for you. So that's a little tangent I went on, but it still kind of moves back. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I just shook my head and said, because I hope that people are really listening and taking the time out to hear it. And I'm thinking about it. You know, I'm on LinkedIn all the time now. And oh, Jesus, it's the spammiest place on earth, but that's neither here nor there. And everybody's always, oh, and by the way, thank you for accepting my connection. And I'm on Facebook and I'm here and I'm there, join my groups. And it gets nerve wracking, but sometimes I respond to people. And I spoke to 2 different gentlemen. And one of the gentlemen, he was like, look, this is the strategy. This is what we do. And we reach out to, 50 to 100 people for you every single day, and what that looks like is 20% of the people opt in, 20% of the people buy, and your income will shoot up by this amount. And he was like, and what you need in place is this, and this. And you want to know one of the things that was on that bullet point list? You're going to need a professional website because of the caliber of people. You know what I'm saying? That you're working with. And a lot of you need to think about that. Professional, not meaning that it needs to look, like an office space or something like that. But the point is that it needs to be well thought out and well put together. People are always trolling. They're looking at you. They're looking to see what's going on with you. And so for those of you that are kind of wondering what you should do, if you should do, why don't you talk to them about what they can get, so that they could be able to see how solid they are with this whole branding thing?
Well, to get started, I'm so excited. So throughout this podcast, August and I have been talking about the brand storm. So that's what my clients go through. My paying clients, the one who pay thousands of dollars to work with me, yeah, they go through that to really dig out who they are, and so I can know how to express that for them. But I am getting all of those questions. So all of the questions, those interview questions that I asked them to dig out who they are, that are really like aha moment inducing. You're just like, whoa, I never even thought of that. Those questions are going in a workbook, and you can get it for free. So if you want to get started, go to inkbysamoa.com/brandstorm workbook, and it will be there. August will put a link, of course. Yes. And it'll be there so you can check it out and download the workbook. It's very, the workbook is life-changing. That's all I can say. It is life-changing. Those questions, I go back to those questions myself all the time whenever I'm feeling stuck with my brand or with a product that I want to launch or a service, anything that I want to do in my business. I go back to my answers for that workbook of those questions, because they help you. Just those questions will help you take quantum leaps in your business really, really quickly. So that's like the basic way of how you can get started.
I love that. And I'm putting it out there now. When you go through and you have the aha moments and you've answered the questions, you can always expedite saying, okay, I see who I am. Let me see if she has a template that I can use for the meantime, in between time, until I'm ready for a custom. But for those of you that listen to me and you follow me and you know who you are, you know who your client is, you know what energy you want to convey, you know what you want your brand to embody, then stop playing. Stop playing and get your website done. I am so freaking excited. I told y'all, I'm going to wear y'all out with call to actions. No call to action to go to augustcrenshaw.com today. But just please know, y'all going to be like, so she going to just say something motivational and say, oh, and wait a minute, by the way, go to blah, blah, blah. Nah. I'm going to wear you guys out because I am so excited. I am so proud. I am really, really proud. I want to thank you, Samoa, for being here. I want to thank you personally again for doing my site. And I want to thank you because guess what, y'all? She's coming back. And this is a second set of series for those of you all that want to get some more meat. you already know you can go back to season 1 because anything branded websites that sells that whole series, that was Samoa. This is my go-to person for websites, and it's literally just that simple. So we are going to get out of here. You know where to find her. Go look up her information, go to the website, which is, now that you do go to augustcrenshaw.com and just go to the podcast tab. I get to say it anyway. Yay. And click on the links for her information and go follow her on social media. If you need to investigate some, go to her website so you can get awed to death. But take advantage of the opportunity. She's a badass. So we're going to get out of here, and you all get ready to come back for next week for Feature Friday because my girl got more information from you. Bye.
All right, thank you guys for listening. Bye. Love you guys.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.don't bitch podcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in